Greetings, weirdos. Or is it weirdos? It's the double Harvey Smith. Bill here. Bill, we're here. We're here. Jerry's there. Well, fantastic news. The North Koreans have called off the war with the South Koreans. They are no longer at war. Friends, at last. I hope it does last. I've had one or two South Koreans, stay with me through Airbnb. They love travelling, these people. And to a man, everyone that I've picked up from the station, I know where they're from because all the details are on the Airbnb file, but I always say, oh, and where are you from? Ah, we're from Korea. I went, North Korea? There's a deadpan look on my face. North Korea? No, stop. Oh, you're not from the north. No, we good people from south. Oh, I said, let me have a little word with you. I said, you should feel lucky. I said, because your cousins in the north, God bless them, are nice people. I'm sure, most of them. The baddies with the government, the regime. And not to say that that's going to get better any quicker, but at least they're talking and breaking bread, which is a start. If Mr. Twump and Mr. Putin can get their arses together as well, that might help us, and the Chinese and the Arabs, and we might have a little bit of chance of saving this world. But anyway, I digress, and I don't want to be drawn into this political argument, discussion. But it used to be very funny when I accused them of being North Koreans, going, oh no, stop. I said, well, just be happy. I said, because I'm sure they're all great people. If they're as good as the South Koreans, which I'm sure they are, anybody from the north, just asking Geordie, who's the best, north or south? But anyway, moving very swiftly on. That was a good news today. That was fantastic news today. That they've shook hands and they planted a tree. And aye. So there you go. What else has happened today? I made a little video, which I'll be putting up. Actually, a slideshow, wasn't it? It wasn't a video, just a little slideshowy thing. Just quickly knocked up while I was having me lunch for 5 hours. And yeah, it's lovely outside, it's sunny. We've just had a flying display by the Patrouille Suisse, Air Force flying trapeze, people in aeroplanes, display team, aerial, acrobatic display team. Oh, I couldn't get to sleep. Terrible, these aeroplanes. But never mind. What else has been happening? Not a lot. I tell you what I did this morning, though. I put a little message up this morning saying, hi, weirdos, to my little followers on Facebook early this morning, just as a little test at 5 o'clock this morning, just to see what was happening. And I got 18 people respond rapido from all over the world, from Canada and the US of A, Florida, and they were just going to bed. Mr. Texas, John in Texas gave a chirp in, and then I started getting everybody else in from Australia and New Zealand and Pegswood and Athens, Cheshire and Bedlington and Perth, Australia, and Dublin and Norway and Canada and the Canary Islands. I had to read the list, sorry. They all came online. It was amazing that by just pressing one little button, write a little message, press some keys, press go, and everybody comes back. Amazing. And for nout. One diddly squiddly internet connection. $3, $4, whatever it is a day. Is it $3? I don't know. And tuppence for electricity. God, I remember when that would have taken me to get in touch with those people. 2 weeks. I could have phoned them one at a time. Or if I'd sent them a postcard, snail mail, it would have been 2 weeks, at least. Mine, it's not as exciting as when the mailman pulls up outside my little car hire office in Benitez and shouts, I know him well, he pulls up and shouts, "Oh, hey, Malacca!" I went, "Oh, hello, Mr. Postman." So God, he's sitting there in his little green Opel thingy, the little Astra thing he had. No, it was an Opel. Little square old, used to be the Nova. Hey, God, Malacca, yeah. Give me a handful of letters and postcards. You know these people? I went, maybe. Because the village is so small it doesn't have streets and it goes by family names. So we've got Big Bite Mark, we've got 42nd Street Stevie, Geordie Steve, Marshy, Hotel Potomaki Marshy. Just all these names, Aussie. Chester Fred, London Sid. Care of, but I know who he is, but he's had 3 jobs since he was last working in this last bar. So it'll be so funny. So I could put that down as another job, as being the postie in Benitez. I used to be the postie in Pegswood when I was young, early 20s. I was a relief postman, Santa's helper for the Christmas rush. Ooh, that was good fun because it was a 6 o'clock start. Was it 5 or 6? 6, very early in the morning. 6 o'clock start. The van used to pull up with a couple of sacks of mail for the village and tip it out. We had to sort it. We had to sort our own mail. So that was fun, getting all that done. Quick cup of coffee and try and get your eyes open at 6. Stick it in your sack and get away up the village. Those 2 of us. I can't forget the woman who had. Oh, everybody else will know. Jean. Was it Jean? Somebody, the postwoman? She was as fit as a fiddle. Bah, she could chuck 2 big sacks on her shoulders and away. I could eventually, after a few weeks, I was okay, but the first few days. Anyway, up the street, getting the mail in, delivering the gyro. The gyros used to be good. I used to love that. Because there was 1 or 2 people they all needed the money, but there was 1 or 2 really, really needed, desperate. And they come running, mate, you got me gyro. What's your name? Oh, Jack Smith. Let's have a look. No. What's your name again? I knew who he was. What's your name? And he'll remain anonymous. John Doe. Oh, hang on there. So I'm going to look through that. Nah. Oh, where's me gyro? Because back in those days, you used to get a little pink gyro. Green, pink, green gyro. Because that was the joke, wasn't it? What's green and gets you drunk? A gyro. But anyway, oh man, it must be there. So let's have another look. Nah, I'm sorry, mate, it's not there. Oh man, and he's kicking cans down the street. Oh, here it is. So the first time was like, and I did it every week. I did it to him every week. I should be locked up, poor lad. Anyway, hey, that was good fun. The postie. Anyway, the nicest letter you could ever put through somebody's letterbox is the last one every day. Oh, pow! Have that. And then I'd chuck my empty sack over my shoulder, which is quite novel. Could win a few prizes if you can do that these days. Is to chuck my empty mail sack over my shoulder and have a wobble back to the post office at about 8 o'clock, between 8 and 9, depending on how many letters I had to post. to mail, deliver. And then I used to get on my little bicycle and ride down to the next village, down the hill to Bothell. If anybody knows where Bothell is, beautiful little village. Do the Bothell run with the mail and the parcels. I think we got a few small parcels. I think there used to be small parcels and big parcels. And the van did the big ones, and they gave us the little small ones to ride around on, and a few letters. And then I had to go down to the village, Bothell, and then I had to walk down past the castle, which is spooky, and then across this suspension bridge, this metal bridge, across to the kennels, and up the muddy path to the kennels. I used to get a cup of coffee. That was nice. So I deliver me letters to the kennels, and then come back across the rickety bridge. Those steppy stones as well. You can walk across the stairs. Still there. I was there they were still there a couple of years ago. Bastards pulled down me bloody salmon jump and the weir at Bothell there, the dam, the sluice. That was quick. That was done sneakily. They didn't tell anybody because we'd been up in arms. I used to swim there when I was little. And you ask anybody from Pegler there, I went mad. And they were saying it was to relieve the back pressure of the water, the head of water back up to Morpeth, because Morpeth used to flood, which it did. But I'm sure there was an easier way of doing it rather than just put a great big bulldozer in and wreck a beautiful... I don't even know when it was built. So anyway, that's enough of that. Anyway, so come back, get on my push bike and ride up the hill. Back into it's a canny ride. Back up into Pegswood on my push bike. And then put the bike away and go home. Job and knock. It was called job and finish. So I was finished by about 10, 11 o'clock. So that was my day. Fantastic. I loved it. I was never as fit in my life as I was when I was the Pegswood postie. His assistant. Oh dear me. Fun and games. Anyway, that's just one little memoir from when I was the postie. I used to do the west of the village. So I used to do Cookswell Estate and the main street and the cousins at the new estate where I used to live. So funny. And in another video we'll go back. This was in my early 20s when I did that. And then I'll tell you about when I used to build houses, because when I was 10 and 11, I didn't like to go to school. God. In fact, I hated school with a passion. There was only one teacher there, Keith Swales. He was the only teacher I could sort of relate to. Mrs. Bird was okay. And did anybody used to be the milk monitor? The milk float used to come in and we used to get 5 or 6, 7, 8 crates of milk, little Jills. A Jill, there you go. Little quarter pints. Well, there's a Jill. What's a Jill? Ecot. Little bottles of milk and those waxy paper straws. Can you remember those waxy paper straws in the grey boxes? Man, I can remember all this like it was yesterday, and I struggle to remember what I had for my breakfast. Seriously. I can organise my own surprise parties these days. It's amazing. Anyway, that's enough from me. You weirdos, get on and have some fun. And come on, Korea. Oh, that's amazing. That's good news. It's good news today. I don't need an excuse to go and have a little drink, but I might just raise a glass tonight to Korea because you sorted it. Anyway, us weirdos, we're off. Have a great weekend. I'll probably see you at the beginning of next week. And remember, play nice and no fighting.